After completing his first professional season as a footballer, the now 18-year-old Lorenzo Castorre Jr. was now more than just a hot prospect in Chile. Clubs and fans from all around South America and the rest of the world were starting to hear his name. With his disappointment in Colo-Colo after a poor end to the previous season, many at the club feared a January exit as interest from other teams was growing. But Castorre told his agent to hold any offers as he was determined to remain in Chile for a few more months at the very least. Castorre changed his look a bit, dyeing his hair bleach blonde to mark a new chapter in his career. He had also gained some muscle mass after working in the gym for some months, and he was clearly ready to begin his second season as a professional footballer. However, this new Castorre was a completely different beast, as he did this in the season opener. A left-footed curler to get his team the lead in the first round of the Copa Chile. He also brilliantly set up his teammate to score a tap-in and to double the lead, but he missed an open goal. And if you thought that was it, you'd be dead wrong. Because in the return leg, he only needed 5 minutes to open the score. A brilliant run to get himself at the right end of the cross and slot it in. Castorre wasn't playing around anymore, but he still didn't have enough. A brace in the first half, basically sealing Colo-Colo's pass to the next round. And when the match was about to end and everyone thought he had enough, Castorre would once again show he's far more than that. A first career hat-trick for Lorenzo Castorre Jr., 18 years of age, and he was showing levels of hunger and desire that some of the best players in the world didn't even have. 4 goals in 2 games to start the new season, but don't worry, because there's a lot more coming. So now guys, obviously the season was starting off in the Colo-Colo Stadium and the fans were super excited to see not only their team of course, but Lorenzo Castorre Jr, the promising young star from Chile who had been tearing it apart the previous season, but he was now showing a different level of hunger, a different level of quality, a different level of skill. Obviously a very warm welcome to the team despite a rough previous season, but that just shows how Chilean fans are, you know, they'll stick with you through the good and the bad, and they're especially excited to see this young man right there with the bleach blonde hair, Lorenzo Castorre Jr, who's been absolutely incredible so far in the first 2 games, and he didn't wait long to get into the score sheet here. A perfect pass behind the defense, takes it and scores. Boom, easy peasy for Lorenzo Castorre. Obviously, you know, he's a player of fine quality, but to get right behind the defense, because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to get in front of him, so he laid back, he waited for a perfect assist from his teammate who knew that he was going to wait back, and he just cut the defense off guard, beat the keeper, easy goal. Obviously Lorenzo Castorre was at a super high level here, a brilliant passer to his teammate. He has just been incredible, honestly, incredible in the start of the season, and it's been surprising me, you know, because the previous season he was good, but he wasn't this good, he wasn't this much of a monster. Like, he did have incredible performances, of course, especially given his age, but he wasn't such a beast that carried his team and was scoring non-stop. But obviously a lot more was to come so far. You've only seen a little bit of it there, some nice dribbling in the next match. Not much happened in the second leg of the qualifiers. We already won the first leg, as you saw. There was a nice back heel from Castorre, and yeah, here he had a very good chance, and he wasn't able to put it in the back of the net. Obviously, he's frustrated at that. Every chance that he doesn't score frustrates him, and the opponents got close to tying the match, you know, later on, but a 0-0 was good enough for us because we won the first leg, and that meant that we were going to be in the Copa Libertadores. And now came a really fun game in the Copa Chile against O'Higgins. It was a really chaotic match this, and Castorre there almost took the lead with a bicycle kick from a corner. That takes a skill, you know. But the opponents actually took the lead here. It was a really messy play, just awful defense from Colo-Colo, and O'Higgins took the lead, our opponents. But you know, the thing about Castorre Jr. is he's a fighter, you know, and when his team is down, the first person who's going to step up is him, and they're a brilliant ball by Arturo Vidal and Castorre Jr. So that's it in the back of the net. You know, they just took the lead, and only 30 minutes later Castorre equalizes, but immediately after Castorre equalized, here comes O'Higgins, another header, and a brilliant goal. 2-1, they retake the lead, and it almost felt like Castorre's goal wasn't good enough, but he doesn't stop fighting, and the keeper fumbles, he falls to Castorre, and it's a bit of a messy goal, but he puts it in the back of the net, controls it with his chest, then controls it with his shoulder, and taps it in while the keeper is on the ground. 2 goals by Castorre when his team was down, you know, trailing twice, tied it twice, and in the second leg actually not much happened, you know, he was obviously at a very high level in the first one, and in the second one he did try his best for his team. He did get a yellow card there for a bit of a silly challenge, but obviously Castorre is the heart of the team, the person who guides them, and he had a brilliant chance here, but he hit the post, he wasn't able to take the lead. Tough one, but great chance by Castorre. The game went to a penalty shootout against O'Higgins. Colo-Colo obviously took the first penalty because they were home. The first penalty looked like it was going to be missed, and then O'Higgins scored theirs, 1-1, not much of a problem, and then came Lorenzo Castorre's turn. Obviously, you know, if you watched the previous episodes, you know that he missed the penalty in the Copa Libertadores, which resulted in his team's elimination, so obviously that was still a ghost in his mind. But now it was his turn to fix his mistake, and Lorenzo Castorre decided to take it down the middle. And what did he do? Lorenzo Castorre scored his penalty. It was a bit of a scare because it actually touched the keeper's foot, and I thought it was going to be safe, but it actually bounced in the back of the net. But anyway, Castorre scored his penalty, not like it mattered though, because his team still lost the penalty shootout, which means that Colo-Colo is out of the Copa Chile. They won't be able to win this trophy. And it's a bit of a shame because obviously if I want to win with Colo-Colo a trophy, I have to stay an entire full season, and you know there's a lot of offers, so it's gonna be hard to see if that's gonna happen. And then Lorenzo Castorre almost took the lead here. It was a bit of an embarrassment that he actually missed an open goal that hit the post, but his teammate was there to slot it in for him. It would have been a bit embarrassing, but his teammate was there fortunately. But this was a bit of a tough game for Lorenzo Castorre. He wasn't able to get on the score sheet, he already missed that chance. He tried to chip the keeper here. Actually, it was a good height, the keeper still got to it. So, a very frustrating match for Castorre, but his team still won in the Copa Libertadores first game group stage. So that was good enough for him. But if you thought you had seen the best of Castorre so far, you were very, very, very wrong. Because in the very next Copa Libertadores match, he did this. A ridiculous goal, absolutely destroying the defender and then slotting it into the back of the net with a left curler. What a finish, what a goal, what a play, what a humiliation to the defender. This is a goal that is going to be replayed over and over and over again throughout his career. What a finish, what a moment for Castorre Jr. to take the lead for his team, and what a way to do it. What a goal, and obviously they ended up winning the game. A fantastic performance, and that goal definitely will be one of those that we're going to see more than once, at least, more than once. And then in the next game he also found the back of the net. Another brilliant goal, a chip. He already missed the previous chip, but this time he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss twice, Lorenzo Castorre. And well guys, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Obviously a lot of content to fill in. Usually we were covering about 3 or 4 goals a game, but here I think I've included 9 goals, yeah, because in the entire previous half season with Colo-Colo, he scored 8 goals in 20 games. And in this one he has 9 goals in 10 games. So just a little bit of context to show you how much of a beast he has been at the start of this season. But don't worry, because you're gonna see a lot more very soon.